Hello,
hey everybody, how's it going?
Oh my god, we can't see you.
Oh. Why do you do that? Now it's going to be broken forever. Oh god, you can see me now. Barf. Oh, barfo. Anyways, hi people in the chat. How you doing today? You guys ready for some Smackdown?
No, it's Roman Reigns.
I think you killed it. I don't think anything... Oh, this is working. Hello. How are you guys? So, I can't hear anything anymore. I think you murdered it. Murder. Murder. Where Travis shocked things instead of de-shocking himself. Yeah, you fucked it. You fucked it up. You killed it. It started doing some weird backup thing with the camera.
It's fine.
And then now I can't hear any audio.
Okay, that has nothing to do with that. That's that. So play with that.
No, there's nothing here. It was working before you shocked it.
Well, I didn't shock anything but the camera.
Yeah, but
anyways, there's Roman Reigns.
Because I can't hear anything. Oh, there it goes. It said no. It was there before, and then you shocked it, and everything went away. I was like, hello. Hey, everybody, how's it going? Hopefully you can hear us.
Yeah.
It says that you can.
Like right now, my...
Audio input capture. Audio input capture works. See? Right there. That way.
Yeah, that's us. They can hear us.
I figured they could.
I didn't say they couldn't.
Anyways, we have Roman out there with his people.
Did I ruin my...
And,
I killed that, too.
Yeah, you
I need, like, a grounding rod.
Yeah, you need to just shock yourself or shock me or something.
Oh, I'm so electrified.
Who knows?
I'm like grease lightning.
No.
You're electrified.
No.
You better shape up!
Oh, God.
Cause I need a man, and my heart is set on ye. Better shape up.
Anyways, we do have people in our chat. Hey, Harley, how's it going tonight? Walter and Robert Warney are with us. Hey, hello, everybody. How was everybody's week? Everybody ready for the weekend?
Cheerio. You gonna watch Jake Paul fight tonight?
Oh, that's happening.
Mine doesn't work even.
It doesn't work because it's not on anything we can hear.
You moved it again?
No, you moved it.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, you did.
Now it's away. I can't touch it.
Stop touching things. Anyways, Walter says, hey, Travis, hey, Daphne. Roman
Shut
Reigns
your mouths now.
Boo. Okay, good matches. Robert says, hello. Good to see y'all again. Walter says, okay, not if I'm going, but I'll be here Monday for Raw. Still in chat. Walter's like, mic check 1, 2. Mic check 1, 2. Boop, boop.
Wouldn't have to do that if you would have kept the booze down. A lot of people can't keep their booze down. I throw up too.
Your booze?
Yeah. I can't keep my booze down sometimes, like especially when I drink.
Oh, you mean booze, like alcohol?
Isn't that what he's talking about?
I don't think so. I thought he was talking about ghosts.
Oh, that makes sense.
Rebecca Chatless is in the chat. Hey, Rebecca.
I wonder why it keeps doing that.
How's it going?
What do you think?
Says, hey, everybody. Hey, Rebecca. Hi, what's up? How you doing?
Look at, you remember when Ayla did that for me?
Mm-hmm.
That's Ayla's art. That's a saw blade. It's a mushroom with, it's like a who mushroom.
A who mushroom.
And there's earth in the background, I think. Or E-arth. However you want to say it.
Yeah.
A lot of people say E-arth.
We have Roman Reigns talking.
Yeah, because he's the tribal chief.
The next in line? Who is? Who's stepping up in the next in line?
Randy Orton.
Is that who he's talking about?
Yeah. I don't know. I wasn't listening, but it only makes sense.
Walter's like, okay, hurry up now.
Yeah, get to a match.
Randy.
Randy the Macho Man Savage.
Orton.
Oh. They're not talking about Randy Savage? This ain't for Randy Orton.
He's like, it ain't for Randy.
Oh, hell no. Hey, look. That giraffe player's going to be on.
The next tribal heir. Who's it going to be? Jimmy thinks it's him.
Jey Uso.
Look at Jimmy's all like, it's me, it's me.
Solo. Boo!
He's the heir. He's going to make him the heir of the bloodline.
I told you, Jimmy's going to get turned on, and then Jay and Jimmy are back together.
That's fucking stupid as fuck, man.
Like
right
the
there.
Olsen
That's
twins.
dumb.
You were the Olsen twins? That's Jimmy and Jay.
Well, this says, okay, hurry up now, Randy Orton. Yes, and Rebecca's like, good, your food of choice. Mine is Cheeto flavored pretzels.
It's Randy!
Cheeto flavored pretzels, huh? Don't mind me, I'm just eating some SpaghettiOs.
She would.
I
would, right in front of people.
I am a poor person. Brandon Stevens in the chat. Hey, Brandon says, hey, girl, wrestling. And Walter says, fight time on SmackDown. Yeah. Brandon says, Asuka kisses Brandon Stevens. Walter says, Travis, it's December 15th.
Yeah.
Did you put the wrong date on our thing?
I probably didn't date it because I was in a hurry. Because you would text and said you were on your way.
Yeah.
So it scared me a little bit.
I know. Jesus.
You are terrifying. You forget that you're terrifying.
You're full of poop.
Oh, you don't remember being terrifying?
You're terrifying. Have you looked in the mirror lately?
Oh, you mean my looks? I was talking about personality. What day is it? The 15th?
The 15th. Well, you know what? I'm glad that I can make you cry. Is that what you do after we get off?
See? The bullying. Can you see
Is
the
you
bullying?
cry?
See it?
Do you want to have my SpaghettiOs?
Yeah, he does. Don't eat out of the same bowl as a cat. That's disgusting.
He wanted to smell it. He's a weirdo.
I have a long-ass story I could tell.
About SpaghettiOs?
No, about drinking and eating out of food bowls with cats.
Because you did it?
No, God, no.
How do you know?
One time, I was at home, minding my own business, sound asleep, and my sister came down and woke me up, and she says, hey, one of your friends came in my room and fell asleep on the floor. I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about? Like, why would one of my friends come over and sleep on your floor? So I went upstairs, and homeboy is bald, and he's sleeping on the floor.
Right.
So I calmly go back downstairs, and I kept a gun in the couch. The back of the couch had those flip-up cushions, kind of like if this, but it flipped up.
Yep.
And so I kept a gun in there.
Mm-hmm.
So I flipped it up, grabbed the gun, went back upstairs, and I called 911 because neither of us knew who it was. And then I told them that I had him, not at gunpoint, but I said I had my gun in my hoodie.
Right.
And that he was on the ground. And that, by the way, that hurries cops up. They come faster. Because at first she's like, what's going on? I'm like, I have my gun. And she's like, oh my gosh. We're in the middle of a, what is that called? A shift.
Shift change?
Yeah, shift change. And so we have no available operator or officers.
Oh, I guess this guy's dying then.
I was like, well, that's funny. Anyway, so I kick him in the foot. And he wakes up. And homeboy, oh God, I'll puke. I just ate. Anyways, he reaches over.
Don't do it.
He reaches over and grabs the cat water.
And drinks it.
And fucking
Stop.
and drinks it. And,
Such a weenie.
anyways, yeah, no, I'm
See
serious.
why I'm mean to him?
Anyways,
Weenie.
he just drinks it like it ain't no thing. Because he was thirsty. And I'm like, she's like, okay, can you get him out of the house? And I'm like, probably. Let me talk to him for a minute, you know.
Right.
And he was so drunk that he just wandered in off the road, by the way. That's where this guy came from.
I thought I lived here. Dude, this is not your house.
Anyways, and then he slept in my sister's bedroom on the floor, which is even funnier. Anyway, so he leaves, like comes down the stairs with me, and I'm like, hey, dude, do you want some water? And he's like, oh, man, I'd love it. And I was like, okay, meet me outside. I'll bring it outside. Just go ahead and go. And she's like, okay, shut the door and lock it.
Oh, God.
And I'm like, I just offered him water. I'm like, if he was dangerous, he would have already been
Like,
dangerous.
stop freaking out. Like,
So-
you're being a weirdo.
So then my phone that I did not charge dies. So she freaks out and hits like, there's like a big red panic button there. She's like, "Foo!" And so I took him out some water, and I noticed he was young, you know. And I was like, dude, cops are coming. You just need to get out of here. Like, just go. The best way to go is, like, over fences that way. Just get out of here, or you're going to get in trouble. So he walks down the fucking road, and he makes it, like, 40 feet, 100 feet, maybe, to the corner of Cottage and Hawthorne. He made it right there. And I'm not shitting you.
SWAT team?
Not quite, but I would say 4 Idaho State Police, 3 sheriffs show up because there's no city cop available at that exact moment. And then, so they grab him. Who knows what they did because I couldn't see it. And they arrest him. And then the city cop shows up. And then they're like... I'm not joking. You would never see this on one of those 48s. He brings him back to the house.
Oh my God.
And he goes, "Is this the guy?"
I don't know who that is.
I'm like,
that's weird.
Are you fucking kidding? You want me to narc on him to his face? Like, I'm like, maybe he had a hood on, you know, like I couldn't tell. And I don't pay attention to details. Jesus Christ. So anyways, come to find out, I'm listening to their radio transmissions, and I'm like, hey, it's my sister's house. I don't know anything about it. You know, like, I'm not going to press charge. I'm not doing anything.
Right.
Because, first of all, I didn't care.
Right.
Nothing bad happened except we drank the cat water. Anyways. Then. Yeah. So then, after the cat water drinking, which is disgusting, I'm not shitting you. So I'm listening to the cops talk to the dispatch on their thing.
I hope he puked in their car.
No. It was this kid. His name's Pete Mostroff. That's not his real name, but
we'll say
it's close. His first name was Pete. Anyways, I'm like, that's Pete, and he's like, yeah. Do you know him? And I was like, well, I know his family. I know, like, I grew up with his brothers. We used to hang him on the doorknob by his underwear.
You were telling the cops this?
Yeah. I was like...
But I wouldn't know what he looked like as an adult.
Yeah, dude, I haven't seen him since he was like 10, you know? And she's like, so there would be no reason he would be here? And I was like, no. So, you know, but he was so drunk. Like, he was still drunk. Poor kid.
Poor kid.
But anyways, I knew his mom very well, and I knew his dad. 2 houses down. Growing up.
My God. That's funny.
So I called his dad, and I told his dad, you know, I told him the whole story, and he's like, that son of a bitch.
Oh, no.
He gets so drunk he can't remember his name, and he pisses himself. And
oh, God.
And then I told Kristen, but then I called his older brother, which is Seth. And, you know, Seth and me grew up together, and I was like, dude, I just wanted you to know, you know?
Right.
Like, I wasn't, like, weird, narking. Like, if I would have known it was him, he could have stayed here. I could have cared less.
Yeah.
I didn't know until after, and he's like, man, that guy, he gets so pissed drunk at the bars, he, like, falls off the stools, and he'll, like, shit himself and
oh, Jesus.
Piss himself. And I'm like, oh, my God, he's got issues. Anyways, so Kristen brings him back over later that afternoon, the mom, to apologize. So he had to apologize to my sister.
That's funny.
Sober.
So I'm sorry I came in your house.
But anyways, that has nothing to do with it.
Why'd you have your door
it's just
unlocked?
Funny. Like, I would never
know,
lock.
but
I still don't lock my door.
I know.
But,
It's just funny. Anyway, so that's Travis's gross story. We do have Randy Orton out there now, guys.
Yeah, Randy's there. This is real.
Him.
This is happening. This is everybody's dream. By the way, Roman is definitely not the biggest guy in this match.
No. Ravi is now in the chat. Hey, Ravi says, what you saying on this murky Friday? Yeah, stuff, you know. Walter's like, hey, Leopold Cat, who was here a minute ago, and laughed. And Rebecca was like, if you need a kitty sitter, I'll watch her for you. But will you take him?
Everybody wants to steal.
Everybody wants to snatch him. Wow, Ravi says, D saying, mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all? Not you, Ravi. Or Travis. Walter says, good job, Travis, you fixed it. 10 more days until Christmas. Sophie's in the chat saying hi. Rumors are we might get new music for Orton, and here's the beginning of Orton versus Roman. And Harley says, you guys are awesome. Thanks for helping me with my mental. Aww.
Yeah.
You're really sweet, Harley. I'm glad that you come in here and say hi to us and hang out with us. Walter says RKO, RKO. Sophie says today marks 4 years since Roman was last pinned. And do you remember who that guy was?
I do.
Say it. Who was it?
Baron Corbin.
Yes. Robbie says, no, city cop. They can't be assessed to deal with knobs. And Sophie says, it was Baron Corbin. What the heck is Travis talking about? Intruders in homes.
A home intruder.
Ayla's in the chat. Hey, Ayla says Travis is talking about how he saw Bigfoot one time. Ayla's like, Walter says, hey, Ayla. And Ayla says, hi, Walter. And says, oh, I remember that story. Walter says, fight, please. And Ayla's like, I'll take him. Duluth, if you're giving him away, I'll steal him if you're not giving him away. See? See what I mean, Rebecca? See? Everybody wants to steal my cat. They're like, he's so amazing. He's just so sweet and lovely. Just the most amazing kitty ever. Except for the people who think he's ugly. Like, you just haven't seen a real Siamese cat before.
Roman's trying to shit himself.
Like that Pete guy.
Daddy's back. This is the new thing. Daddy's back.
That's weird. I don't like
It's
it.
almost as bad as I've Got Kids. What we used to tell the dogs is Daddy's home. And they'd go crazy. Daddy's home. Or Papa's home.
That's funny.
And now the big dog's doing it. Are you going to smash that?
I already did. I smashed it before we started so that nobody had to hear me do it because it's loud. Quack!
I just throw it against the wall really hard.
Oh my god. It doesn't do any good.
It'll break into pieces.
Nobody wants it to break in little pieces.
Why?
It's not a baseball. Even though it's about
Looks
the
like a
same
baseball.
size as a baseball.
Austin Theory and Kevin Owens. They're basically doppelgangers. A lot of people can't tell them apart. The other week, Austin Theory came out with Kevin Owens gear on, and no one could tell the difference. The only real definition difference is the arms.
Oh.
Austin has a little bit bigger arms. And Kevin has a little bit bigger belly. That's basically it. You can't tell them apart. Especially if they both have a beard or don't have a beard. Right now you can kind of tell because Kevin has a beard and Theory doesn't. And so you kind of get it really quick that way. They're like the Olsen twins also.
Nice.
Nobody cares about Carmelo Hayes.
Walter wants Grayson Waller to win. And Ayla says, no, I don't think he's sweet. I want to eat him. I was thinking he's savory. Is it because he's Asian? Kind of rude, Ayla. Walter's like, Ayla, what? And Ayla's laughing. Walter. Ayla's like, is Kenna home for Chryslermas?
No.
No. No home for Chryslermas. Or you're talking her home.
I mean, she's home at her mom's house home.
She's home, not second home, though.
Dude, you're far from a generational talent. I'll see you what a generational talent looks like. I'm right up there with Hulk Hogan and Ric Flair. No, you're not. We'll see if the ratings go up when your debut happens.
What kind of generation is he yapping about?
I don't know. But he's a generational talent for me to poop on. From Sydney.
It was like, okay, so I won't buy her anything. She's a turd anyways. Well, there's this AEW Rampage tonight. Then AEW Collision Saturday.
She'll be here next weekend.
It was like, nah, I will probably get her something. What does she like?
I don't know. All she's been asking for is money and clothes.
Clothes?
Clothes?
That's a new one.
She's at that age.
She's all...
Yeah. She's 2 months away from being 18. Less than 2 months. It's funny, like, on Facebook, like 10 years ago and stuff, I always had friends on there that were, maybe not 10 years ago, but over the last 10 years, their kids were, like, turning 18. And I'm like, holy crap. You know, and I was like, McKenna's like 8. Not a big deal, you know. And now it's like, shit, mine's turning 18. I guess now I'm old.
Congratulations, you made it. Just kidding. Walter says, ROH pay-per-view tonight, right now.
Really?
I'll get her a honey ham from work. Oh, yeah, that was this weekend. Remember we talked about it with P. Cola?
Oh, yeah.
And we were like,
I thought it was on
we thought
Saturday.
It was last weekend, but it's this weekend.
And it's not on Saturday, though? I'd have to hook another box up to watch it.
Yeah. Walter's like, AEW Rampage tonight, then AEW Collision Saturday. What?
Looks like you have a little rash right here.
Right here?
Yeah, feel it. Slow down, for crap's sakes. It's down on your nostril. Up. It's not up. Back towards your face. Now down. Down a little bit more on your nostril. Now up. You kidding me? It's right there.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
It's probably a broken vein.
No, it's bumpy. Looks like a rash.
Cool. I've got rashes on my nose.
Yeah, herpy nose.
Everybody, please look at it. Point it out, Travis.
It's that herpy
It's
nose.
right there. The herpes. The herpes simplex 10.
I touched it. Yeah. Hey, I was around somebody that had COVID. Dude, what the fuck? I'm pretty sure that's a felony. That's a felony. You can't rub your herpes on somebody. Oh, God, that hazes now.
Ew, why?
Boo!
Ayla's gonna get her a honey ham from work. Huang is in the chat. Hey, Huang,
You know,
says, hi there, wrestling guy. Hello! How are you
Hello.
tonight?
You know, there's nothing better than a honey ham.
Ayla says, kidding. Maybe I'll get her a Visa gift card. How old is she now? 13?
17.
Yeah, she's basically 13.
She's almost 30.
She's basically 13. More like 12.
Anyways, that Jake Paul fight's on tonight also. So, if you
Wong
guys are
says, hi there,
into
Walter. I'm
celebrity
here already,
boxing."
guys. Wrestling Gab. Nice, Wong. Ayla's like, get closer to the camera, please, Letha. I need to see what I'm laughing at. I don't know. It's over here somewhere. Travis is having a good giggle about it, I guess. We don't want to point out his weirdness. Oh, look at the dry patch you have on your nose right there. Yeah, all that. You should scratch it some more and make it more red.
I don't give a fuck.
Neither do I.
Grayson Waller better pin this dude in like 30 seconds. But he isn't going to.
They're going to make it, really long. Wong says, did you see what Shinsuke Nakamura did to Cody Rhodes again on last Friday night on SmackDown? Yeah, spit in his face!
That was on Raw.
He just spit in his face. He's like...
That was on Raw.
It's fine. Whatever. He said SmackDown, but we'll just say it was this week. But it was like... Definitely spitting.
And it was like all bloody because it was red.
Robbie says DLL with the worst dry skin. Yeah, totally the worst. Winter and dryness. I live in a desert climate in the winter time, like almost to the sun. With the high altitude that we have.
Shit talking. It's perfect because it's fucking true. Logan just spit nothing but facts.
What did he say?
He said that Grayson Waller's going to be wasting his time in a match tonight with some guy named Carmelo Hayes. He's like that. I'm assuming won an essay competition to be in this match. Because he's trash.
Why'd you have to put that crap on your hands?
I have COVID on my hand.
Oh my god, shut up. That was like 12 hours ago.
I did it when I came in the house.
Please stop. This is the worst thing that you could possibly do.
Do you remember this? Stop doing it.
Remember how your hands didn't smell like crapola?
Remember when you acted like this?
Remember when you decided that you were not a weirdo who's like all scared of like diseases
I'm not scared
and
of it.
stuff?
I didn't want to give it to you.
I don't care if I can get it. Give it to me.
I can't can't give it to you unless I touch
Oh,
it.
I know you can't because I have a really good immune system, so fuck off, man.
You have a terrible immune system.
What the fuck ever?
You're barely even able to eat food.
That's
You're
you.
allergic to everything.
Oh, am I?
You're like, oh my god, I'm allergic to that.
Says the man who has a lactose intolerant problem. Can't eat gluten.
I can eat whatever I want
Can't
to.
eat anything. Has an addictive nature for sugar.
I don't have an addictive nature. Addictive means I can't stop. I stop all the time. For like years at a time. Mm-hmm. Look at this, Carmella! It's trash. Why do we have to watch this guy on our television?
Don't make fun of Carmella. She's nice.
This guy.
He's Carmelo.
Whatever. Same thing.
I think he should have to change his name.
I think you should too.
It's too close to Carmella.
They have the same body type. Except for Carmella's a little taller, I think. What the fuck is this? Like circus wrestling?
Well, it's the strong man against the midget, so yes.
Like, who jumps in and out of the ring several times to do one move?
Morons.
Come on, let's end this match. Oh, we got a commercial break, yeah.
Oh, thank God.
Although by the time that one's over, that one's going to be in the middle. Roll
I
some
was
up.
like, was it a good evening? Where?
It's always a good evening.
I was like, DLO with the worst dry skin. And Ayla's like, oh, I've known Travis for 32 years. I know his weirdness. It's his face as a whole. Robbie says, okay, didn't know the weather was that bad. Mom says, hi there, Ravi. And Ayla says, Idaho wears no joke for dry skin. It's awful. I pop open a vitamin E tablet and rub it on my face.
Nice. So, mods, just so you know, not that you need to do it, but there's a new timeout function on here. I guess you can time out people for like a minute up to 24 hours.
10 seconds up to 24 hours.
No. 10 seconds. Like that's a thing.
Anyways,
You're
now
out for 10 seconds. You wouldn't even know that you were out.
Now the timeout function has a time pick on it. Time option on it, just so you know. Sophie says, do you think this tournament will be the full-time call-up for Carmelo?
I hope not.
Please
I hope we
no.
never see him again. I hope there's some way they can get rid of him. That's just my hopes.
Ayla made herself say weather, not wears, but weather.
Weather.
Robbie's like, hello, D. And Sophie's like, we were supposed to get very bad weather here this weekend. I'm sorry. Wong says, I want Carmelo Hayes to win tonight, Wrestling Gab.
Wait, why?
He needs some fans, I guess.
No.
I don't want him, but
Why?
I mean, some people.
Grayson Waller makes so much more sense. And Carmelo Hayes can just go to AEW or something. He fits in right over there.
Robbie's like, yo, big up. You're like, I want to see him more.
No, I want to see him on the Friday show. SmackDown Nitro, whatever it's called.
AEW Rampage?
Rampage.
Robbie's like, yo, big up. And Ayla says we've had fog for like a week straight. Yeah, freezing fog.
I know.
Not just fog. It's freezing fog. Piccolo's in the chat now. Hey, Piccolo says, yo, what up, gangsta boos? Weather be weatherin'. And Chris Akane is also in the chat. Hey, Chris. Good to see you both. Hey, Travis and D. And Piccolo's like, hiya, everyone. And Ayla says, nice. Let's time out Sophie and see how well it works. That's not very nice. Sophie's like, so Punk
is...
is...
already.
My God, you just probably inhaled your own spit because you're
Exactly
old.
what it was.
Travis is like, I'm choking him out spit. He ain't sneezing. He choking.
Hey, look, there's stars.
Sophie says, so Punk is the reason why Warner Brothers Discovery is in the running to get Raw.
I doubt it, but that sounds cool.
That sounds like a load of poo-poo.
That sounds like somebody is saying that they like Punk. That's like a freaking, what do they call that, a simp?
Yeah, oh, totally sipping all over the place.
There's no way that WWE is going to be like, we're going to bring in Punk, so we're handcuffed to keep him on the roster because Warner Brothers wants him, and then if we sign a contract with Warner Brothers, we can't get rid of Punk.
That's hilarious.
There's no way that, no.
Yeah.
Holy crap.
Cheapo plumber.
called cheaper plumbing.
Piccolo says he's not always the reason. Not like there's 100+ employees on the roster who work each and every week.
Right.
No, not at all, Piccolo. That's ridiculous to
They're
think
like,
that.
no.
Sophie's like, we had very strong wins all week. That's a bummer.
Win sucks.
Chris says Carmelo looks lost out there, like his aura is gone. Sure, he was present like a talent on NXT, but he just looks like another guy out there. True, and that is as it should be.
Because he is just another guy.
Walter says Rob Van Dam is doing a podcast. He's cool.
RVD.
And Ayla says freezing fog makes me sick.
You know, the only thing I don't like in weather is the wind.
True.
Pretty much can handle anything else. But wind, no matter if it's hot outside or cold outside, is miserable. Can't do anything. You can't look at the sky. Like, it's just terrible.
The sky, it's awful.
You can't camp.
You can't do anything.
Can't drive your 18-wheeler on the interstate.
Nope. And if you camp in a tent, you're not going to have a tent anymore.
Exactly.
You'll probably get blown away in it.
Canopy. There's literally nothing. You have to build walls on your patio.
Yeah, it's just dumb.
Or you can't enjoy it.
Taylor says, anyways, Ozzy had his very first Christmas play at school. It was cute. 2 30-second songs. Aw, I'm sorry I missed it. You should have told me about it when it came. Robbie's like, Ayla, just a bully. Ayla's like, no, I'm not Robbie. I'm the victim. Piccolo says, I had to put on socks. It'd be chilly on the Gulf Coast. I bet for you guys it probably is. What is the temperature over there? Robbie says, nah, Ayla. And Piccolo says, but I haven't pulled out the heavy coat. You're like, I'm not going to do it.
there's a huge squid out there. Do you ever go way out there and catch squid? I feel like that would be fun to do.
Yeah, that sounds like something Piccolo definitely probably does. He's totally
Don't get me
I'm going to go get my boat.
Yeah, they have like a little rowboat. Well, this is on the Mexican side. But they row out, and then they fish. And then they report these giant things. And people didn't believe them until, like, what was it, 20 years ago now? I would say 10 years ago, but it was like in the 90s.
Are you saying that because Piccolo's Filipino?
The Mexican side of the water, and they rolled out in a boat, and they saw giant squid, and then they reported it, and nobody believed the fishermen. I don't know why you're talking about Philippines. It's on the other side of the planet. Do they have giant squids in the Philippines?
I don't know.
Well, where are you coming
They're
from?
They're on an island.
Sort of, but yeah. I mean, it is islands, but...
I just was like,
if
why would you expect...
If the ocean levels were lower, it would
why would you expect him to go out on a boat?
Because he lives on the freaking Gulf Coast. I feel like everybody on the Gulf Coast has a shrimping boat. I've seen Forrest Gump.
Travis is over here stereotyping people.
The Gulf Coasters. All of you have a boat. Okay, who would live on the coast and not have a boat?
I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people there that don't have boats.
Really?
Yeah, really, sweetie. Pretty sure there's a lot of people.
I feel like if
that
you
live on
especially
the coast
there,
that
you
have
could
boats.
get like huge boat.
You could get a huge boat.
Well, because it's the ocean.
Only
like
after you snort a whole bunch of cocaine. I'm gonna buy a boat.
Or on Blow when he's doing cocaine, he's like, I think we need a bigger boat because there's no room to put their $100 bills. Sorry. I stereotype people quite a bit.
Somebody says, so what are the chances AEW and WWE could be on one network? Not.
That's high-ish to the lower side. And the reason is because AEW's contract runs out at the end of 24. And WWE's contract ends at the end of 24. And so I would assume only one of them would be on TV. Now, Warner Brothers really wants the NBA, but they can survive without it. I don't know how bad they want wrestling, though. But I don't know why it would matter what network you're on. I think all wrestling shows could be on one network, and it wouldn't hurt. Shit, to be honest, if they were all on, say, USA, wouldn't that just be great? Just a different night? You'd only need one channel.
Walter says, very windy in Florida and rain. That sounds about normal.
Yeah.
But it sounds like it's kind of chilly, too. Rebecca says, heard that Liv Morgan got arrested. Was it really Liv Morgan, or was it her doppelganger?
Who has a doppelganger that looks like Liv Morgan?
I don't know. Ayla says wind in Florida. Ooh, no blowing the air aids all over the place. Pickle says, yeah, the rain freaks me out, and I'm afraid if the lights are going to get damaged. I could see that. Sophie says, if AEW loses a major TV network, that could be the death nail of that promotion. And Walter says, oh, Liv Morgan not wrestling? Okay. Pickle says, plastic raincoats deter the AIDS. Pickle's like, nah, not for me.
It's like a
not going to go out on a boat to look for giant squid. Sophie says Amazon could be an interesting choice for WWE to go to. We were supposed to get tornadoes, and we already have a flood warning until Sunday.
You know how cool that would be? I don't know if they're in the thing for it, but that would be fucking awesome. Amazon Prime to watch Raw.
Oh, Pickle says it's indigenous. I'm curious to know about the squids. I know. I mean, I am too, but I just think it's kind of funny that he insists that everybody in Florida should have a boat.
No. See, you did it wrong. Anybody that lives by the ocean and the Gulf Ocean, not the Atlantic.
Not the ocean.
Well, the Atlantic's on the other side of the state.
Well, guess who won?
The trash.
The trash.
Boo! Monumental. Stop, Cole. Don't try to fool the 8 fans that are cheering for him.
Wow, that was pretty lame on all accounts there.
They should just feed him to Roman right now and then get rid of him.
Chris says, yes, we have a giant squid here in the Gulf of Mexico.
Yes,
giant squids. Sophie says Cody Rhodes said in an interview that he does expect MJF to come to the WWE one day. Piccola says, I should have a boat now. Dang, I'm not living my best life. According to Travis, you're not. Robbie's like, oh, that's the worst stereotyping. It was like, I don't know, I bet Fat Lisa pulls squid out of the ocean with his hands and a snorkel. Like the giant ones.
Well, it's easy to catch just squid. I see people do it all the time.
Sophie says, wow, Travis would be canceled for those comments. Would he?
That people on the coast should have a boat? Totally inappropriate.
So inappropriate. How dare you?
Why would you not have a boat if you live by the water? Like, that would be like having your backyard with like a dock or whatever. And you're just like, fuck it. I don't have a boat.
You just take your tricycle out there. Splash. I don't know why I'm sinking. I was pedaling the whole time. Chris says, I would have a boat, but there's a small suburbs here. How the fuck are we going to store our boats in our driveway?
Randy said, stay out of my way. I should be canceled.
Says, but we can put our boats in storage or leave them at the marina. Yeah, but Chris, you're in Texas. That's different.
Yeah, but he's in the Gulf region.
He is, but he lives in a suburb. You have to get a small boat, like a rowboat.
It's still close to the beach.
That's how you keep it in your driveway. It's like, Sophie, you're canceled. Pickle's like, not that bad. I would rather have Draymond on my station. He does RKOs too. It's true. I've seen him. And he does this like weird spinning slap punch.
Whack.
Sophie says, I heard about Kenny Omega. What'd you hear about him? What'd he do? Sophie says, Liv Morgan got arrested in Florida for something.
Was she in a decent... Did she show her butt?
What'd she do?
I would say her boobs, but she don't have any.
Piccolo says, you know how much you pay yearly just to have a boat in storage? Don't know. We're completely landlocked,
Okay.
so there's no reason why we would have a boat.
Hold on a sec. Let's start here. If you had a boat, why wouldn't you live on that? Wouldn't that be cool? Like you see on those movies?
Mm.
And then you could just like take your boat south, right?
Mm-hmm.
You go down into South America, go around the Horn or whatever. It's probably pretty cold down there because you're by the ice wall.
Yeah, the ice wall.
And then you come back up and you go to California, or you could go through the Panama Canal if you wanted to.
The Panama.
There's the canal. But I think it would be funner to go around the Horn.
Ayla says, "Okay, I sent you guys videos. Travis got both, but it said they were too big to send to you. Delete that. Bah. Bah.
You can always send... Well, it depends on how long they are, but Snapchat's a good place.
Snapchat." Chris says, "Oh, great. I hope they aren't
Oh, it's on the
replacing
floor.
Riddle with LA Knight."
It's what it looks like, right? Except for LA's not funny, so I don't know how they're going to pull it off, but it sure looks like it.
Ugh. Piccola says, "Like a good pontoon boat would cost me $2,500 maybe to put it in storage." Damn.
Per
It's like,
month?
wait, people who live by the ocean don't just have a boat? Why? So it says, "Well, Carmelo won. Travis must not be happy." Piccola
This
says,
is trash.
"The
It's
shrimping
alright.
boat idea,
It's
maybe
a
my
Triple
new
H
lease
thing.
on life." Just take a...
And when the wind blows, you get up on the crow's nest and you just scream at God.
There you
I
go.
know how it works.
Yeah,
I've seen a
that movie,
documentary
too.
about it.
Yeah, he
How
talks
Bubba
about...
Gump's shrimp started.
talking about all the ways that you can eat shrimp.
It's a documentary.
It was like, "I have a snow shovel. Pretty sure I got it at birth. Mandatory."
Yeah.
So he says WWE Raw TV deal ends in September 24, and I think AEW contract ends at the same time. And Ayla says, "Fat Lisa, how deep can you dive? How long do you hold your breath?" People's like, thinking 3 to 4 minutes tops. It was like, "That's pretty weak, Fat Lisa. You should work on that." Embarrassed for you, buddy.
4 minutes is a shit ton. I could go, I think right this second, I could probably go 3 minutes pushing it. Like without...
Travis is all being serious.
Holding your breath. Underwater. I think I can go 3. But if I worked at it for a while, I could get up to 5, I think.
And Sophie says, "I don't know why the USA Network can't have both Raw and SmackDown. They did it plenty of times before."
Money. They want billions for each one. I mean billion, like 3 billion per.
Sophie says, "Kenny Omega got injured." Yeah, cool.
Kenny!
Piccola says, "I didn't watch the Jericho Omega promo, but I heard it shit the bed."
It always shits the bed. Why? How did he get hurt? And why is he hurt on top of that when he just had all those surgeries and was gone forever? If he's that injury prone, it's time to just cut ties. Mm-hmm. Hey, look, Dewdrop's singing. That looks just like her. You can't tell me that's not Dewdrop.
I don't think that was her.
It sure looked like her.
The wrong hair color.
We are family. Something about your sister and me.
And this is, "Why would you need to stir a boat in Florida? Just leave it in the water. It's the ocean. It's free."
Right? Put like a GPS thing on it and just let it go. And then call it back. Like radio control.
Chris says, "Kenny does look lost out there too. He should just jump ship to WWE. On paper, technically, he was supposed to be the star of AEW and the champ, but he only had one Hill title run." Sophie says they are using the day one pay-per-view for that first Raw of 24. And Piccola says, "You're right. I'll just have my croc cousin hang out in it until the weekend." There you go.
That would get people to not break in, right? Just put an alligator in it.
And so, just call the boat AIDS.
Why not?
Decorate it with heroin needles.
Well, I would have said something even funnier, but then I would get canceled. Grayson Waller trying to break his hand last week. What a dick move.
Sophie says the new teaser trailer for the new Beverly Hills Cop movie dropped yesterday.
What? They're doing another one?
Wow. Lame. Chris says, and also Punk versus Omega was on the table, but TK is a moron and can't see what money that match was. Ayla says, Travis, you don't live next to the ocean. No need to brag. Sophie says a lot of AEW fans are worried when they heard that Raw might go to TBS or TNT. Chris says, well, now Liv is not going to win the Rumble. They might bring her back, but have Sonya or someone else eliminate her as a punishment.
Okay, what did she do? Nobody's told us what she's done. It doesn't matter if you get arrested. Jimmy Uso's been arrested.
Yeah.
He's still the shit in the...
Bloodline, supposedly. Bloodline. He's on TV all the time.
He used to get arrested weekly.
Ayla says, I heard they're remaking Land Before Time Pixar. I don't know if it's a joke, but I'm not excited about it. I know I saw that, Ayla, because I'd seen it and then you sent me it and I was just like, barf. I was like, and nope. I'm not looking at this crap. No, thank you.
Is Disney doing it?
Oh, yeah, because Pixar owns Disney. I feel like they shouldn't even be allowed to. Unless they bought the rights for it, I feel like they shouldn't be allowed to remake it. Without the company who first made it's okay.
All women, like is the Littlefoot's going to be a woman then?
So they'll probably make it so there's no mom at all, and one of the dinosaurs will be gay.
Why does it matter if a dinosaur's gay? They just wouldn't reproduce. But I feel like they'd have to all be women.
I don't know.
Are they all women anyways?
Well,
there was Petrie. Could have been a woman.
Was a boy.
Yeah, it could have been a woman.
Spike was a boy.
Spike was definitely a boy. And
Littlefoot was a boy.
But they could switch him to a female. They don't find love interests.
Oh, they're babies.
I've seen it. It's the only good one they ever made. They made like 14 of those shows.
I don't care. The first one is the only one I know.
Yeah, I know. I found the Great Valley.
It's really sad. I will cry.
There's no sadness in that whole show except for when the mom gets dead.
The whole show is sad.
There's another sad part.
Really? Just because you don't find things sad.
What do you mean?
There's all kinds of sad
the
stuff.
The Continental breakup? They lived for like years after that. Pangea would have been like 100 million years ago. Dinosaurs died at like 65 million.
Yeah.
There wasn't a comet. Or a volcano. Or a flood.
We have Teo and Austin Theory brothers out here.
A lot of people think
the
that
twins
the dinosaurs just died out. Like,
it was like 2 years ago. It was crazy.
It was like 5,000.
It was like 2 years ago.
And it was because the flood, the Bible flood. Don't point at the TV when I'm trying to tell you.
What's happening?
Nobody cares. It's Austin Theory and his doppelganger. Kevin Owens with a back elbow and then a backdrop. It's actually a commercial. It's way behind. But, oh, Kevin. Cannonball. But Austin Theory wisely rolls to the outside. Is this part of the tournament?
I think so.
Kevin Owens is in that tournament.
Looks like it.
Dum.
Sophie says Liv Morgan got arrested for a traffic stop. What the fuck?
How do you... Is she going like 150 in the school zone?
Like, what kind of traffic stop was it?
Was she high?
Was she not a licensed driver?
Did she try to blow the cop?
Oh my god. It was like, ha ha ha, my boat aids. Because I honestly wonder if the new Beetlejuice will be a success. I'm not sure. I don't know. I mean, because it's a continuation of what it was, so it might be.
I know a lot of people like the girl that's going to be the part. I don't know who she is personally, but I know a lot of people like
They like her because she played Wednesday in that Netflix series. Right. So that's why they're okay with it.
Right. I don't know who she is. I don't know what her name is.
I don't know her name either. Piccolo says, I have a joke, but it would seriously be canceling worthy.
Is she the girl that was going to play Snow White? And it was talking all that shit about men and masculinity and all that?
I don't think so. But maybe. I don't know. Ayla says, go on, Fat Lisa. I'm down to clown. Sophie says, Liv already got bonded out. Piccolo's like, oh no, it has some bad intentions. Ayla's like, sad clown. Sophie's like, they are doing a live-action Lilo and Stitch TV series. And as Ayla says, gross, Sophie. And I agree. Piccolo's like, clown. And Ayla says, Land Before Time is my trauma movie. Travis, how dare you?
I guess I missed it. I mean, I watched it in the theater and shit. I just can't think of anything sad besides the mom getting killed. Piccolo
says, let me think. Dark Crystal would be my trauma flick. It was like Fox and the Hound. Scary. No, we don't talk about it. Stop it. Stop it. Seriously. It's streaming soon.
I'm going to be watching it. I've got it on my calendar.
You got it on our calendar?
No, I've got it on my calendar.
I don't get to watch it now?
What the fuck?
Can't be our thing?
You want me to split the calendar.
My
with you? Do I need
calendar.
to share my Google calendar with you?
Pico's like, no wonder I don't like emus. Because of the Dark Crystal. I don't even know what's in the Dark Crystal, so I can't even tell you.
You've never seen Dark Crystal?
I'm not watching it. I'm not watching that
That's
garbage.
funny. You'd like
I
it.
do not want to watch Patrick Mahomes all over the place. Thank you very much. It was like, love the Dark Crystal with my soul of your foot. So he says the show is going by fast. And Chris says, "Oh, Travis, did you say Liv tried to blow the cop?" Yes, he expected
wanna
that's
know-
why she got arrested.
I want to know how she got arrested, and that's
Like,
the only thing I
a
can
traffic
think of.
stop means nothing. Why did she get arrested for a traffic stop? What
Maybe
was she doing incorrectly to get arrested during a traffic stop?
I mean, I don't think she blew the car.
Was she dealing drugs? Did she have like a whole pound of cocaine in the car? Was her car not registered? Did she not have a licensed driver? Was she drunk? Was she high? Did she try to blow the cop to get out of the ticket? I mean, come on.
Allegedly, from my sources, she tried to blow the cop.
Well, there we go. Allegedly,
From one of my sources.
from the sources, that's what happened.
Who's your source? Trust me, bro.
Trust me, brah. It was like soul, as in your soul inside you. People was like, oh, it's Wednesday. Yeah, Wednesday, the girl. Sophie says the new Beetlejuice movie is coming next year. Pico says, nah, 2 different gals. Yes, I knew that Snow White thing was 2 different gals.
Almost every movie is coming out next year. I mean, there's still a couple that are coming out this year, but
Most
there's not
of
a lot
them.
of time left this year. So, speaking of which, Zac Efron's going to be starring in one of the greatest films ever produced.
Chris says Wednesday is played by Jenna Ortega. She's kind of hot.
Yeah.
There, now you know her name. Sophie says, I thought I heard about them doing an Edward Scissorhands sequel. It was like if I need a week off to just cry, I'll watch Fox and the Hound. It was like, hey, Dark Crystal's amazing. Just saying. And Chris says, damn, Liv mugshot is so hot, man. If I was that cop, her mugshot would have White Christmas all over it. Super fact. The cop camera will be on the Law and Crime Network on YouTube in a couple of days. They have the Jeff Hardy one. Yeah, but her traffic stop, what was the
Was she
arrest
belligerent?
for?
Was she drunk? Was she... Well, my source told me
That she tried to blow the cop. We
that
get
she was
it.
trying to blow a cop.
So did Jeff Hardy, but then we saw for real that it
Yeah,
was
my
because he was
source-
drunk off of his butt.
My source is probably the drunk one, but it's still a good source most of the time.
Sophie's like, didn't MJF role get cut? I don't know.
I don't know.
Sophie
he needs
says-
to get cut, but
Sophie says some of the movies that are coming out next year were supposed to come out this year. And Ayla says she attempted to blow cop. Oh, that's our source. Ayla said.
I just don't know why she was trying to blow the cop. Was he handsome, or was he just looking like Bo Dallas?
Maybe it was Bo Dallas.
If Bo Dallas arrests her. Maybe it was Shaq. He's a cop there. Somewhere in Florida.
Is he? For real? Or is that just from that show?
She's like, your penis looks like Gary Coleman's forearm. Can I attempt to touch it? You're under arrest, you son of a bitch.
Hassan's in the chat. Hey, Hassan. Says, hi there, guys. Happy holidays. Yeah. Happy holidays. It was like, she got denied because the cop was rainbow. Sophie says, I just see traffic stop for Liv Morgan. There is no news on what she was doing. Wow. I feel like there's way more to the story, and I feel like that should be told before we get told.
I broke the news.
Broke the news.
It was Shaq. She probably got lippy. Get it?
No. What do you mean? Just kidding. We're back from that
Hey,
commercial
look, Andre
break,
the
guys,
Giant's
by the way.
shooting free throws. And he made it.
We're back from that commercial break. Think KO's going to win this?
Yes. They don't care about Austin anymore. He was kind of a thing. But not all the baby faces can win, because that would be weird. Then you'd have Carmelo wrestling KO. And people would be like, oh my God, I like both of them. Can they both go on to wrestle? Maybe it'll be a triple threat match. Because that's what fans do. I feel like a triple threat match is like the easiest way to get out of a situation ever. They're like, hey, we've got a champion. That's how Roman's going to lose his title, by the way. It'll be a triple threat match. Cody, CM Punk, and freaking Roman. And then CM Punk.
Oh, Randy Orton's got to be in there, too.
Randy's not going to be in there. That'll be over by Mania. You got to win 3 times to get there. Well, thanks. Is that how tournaments work? In AEW, they don't. In AEW, you have to win every match out of 5. And you have to wrestle the same guy, and everybody has to wrestle everybody because it's all about fairness and equality. Do you like those kind of tournaments? Where everybody wrestles everybody, and the winner that got the most points out of wrestling everybody wins?
Yeah.
Or do you like just a bracket?
A bracket works for me.
A bracket's fine. Just whoever's hottest that day could win the whole thing. Kind of like the NCAA tournament. It's when you get hot. A-Town down.
Ayla says she got offended and hit the cop with a wrestling move. She's now on the run. Sophie says, do you think we could see a Steve Austin versus CM Punk match for Mania?
No.
Yeah.
No.
2 old broken guys out there.
First
Perfect.
of all, no. Because it makes no sense. And CM Punk's going to want to wrestle somebody that's a wrestler.
Piccolo says, I'm sure if they know they're in Florida, WWE should be in their pockets by now. Hassan says, so I like Tekken 8 game, and it was good yesterday. It was like facts, by the way. I told a customer today, Merry weekend. I'm tired. Oh. Piccolo says, oh, I haven't seen any Tekken 8 streams. Walter says, okay, bye, guys. See you Monday. Stay warm and watch out for bad weather. Be safe. You too, Walter.
Is Tekken the game from the Super Nintendo back in the day that was with the dinosaurs?
Thanks for hanging out with us
no,
tonight,
that
Walter.
was correct. Never mind.
Have a great weekend. We'll see you Monday.
Bye-bye.
Chris says weed and other cannabinoid substances is what the reports are saying.
Oh, cannabinoid. Well, she should be fired.
Yep.
If she's out there doping it. She
Sophie
needs to
says,
be in the rehab. And
yep,
then
she's got to go through a rehab program now. She ain't going to be back for a while. Sophie says Raw will be the final live episode for 2023 since next week's SmackDown will be taped, and they already taped 2 weeks of NXT. Piccolo says, bye, Walter. He sees you when you're sleeping, so don't sleep naked. Sophie says it looks like Ridge Holland is back in NXT.
Well, that's cool.
Ayla
They should
says,
put Butch back there, too.
Yeah.
And then Carmelo. And the
Ayla's
rest
like,
is rock and roll
ooh, Fat
history.
Lisa. Ha. Hassan says everybody knows winter is coming on AEW Rampage after SmackDown. And Ravi says KO getting smashed. And Piccolo says, oh, finally, I might watch Rampage tonight. Sophie says, I'm surprised Braun didn't get a spot in this tournament. Piccolo says, but I forget or get distracted on Twitch. And Sophie says, CM Punk versus Austin would have worked 12 years ago. It was like, I'm leaving also. Don't forget to watch those videos. Okay. Bye. Robbie's like, oh, what a dumb move. And Chris says, fuck, now my 2 fave blonde bimbos are out of WWE indefinitely, Bliss and Liv.
Yeah.
I don't know, Liv might not be indefinitely,
You'll
but
just have to watch AEW. They have a couple. They have the one that hangs out with the champion, Tony, and then they have the Hart, Julia. There is a little brunette over in NXT that's probably worth a look now. Cora Jade, she got a nice new set of tires.
Mm-hmm.
I still haven't watched Tuesday's episode, but it looks like it was pretty good.
Tuesday's episode?
Yeah, of NXT. I didn't watch it. I forgot on Wednesday, and now it's Friday. It's the weirdest thing I've ever seen in my life.
So weird.
No, I'm talking about in the top left-hand corner. Never seen it. Never seen it. Good for her.
It's not real. Just kidding.
Book of Clarence. That actually looks pretty funny.
What the fuck?
The Book of Clarence comes out the day before my birthday. Kevin cheated. And he won, by the way.
Good for him and his cheating.
He's
Chris.
like Damon Green. Or Grace. That's hilarious.
That's funny. Chris says they have Harley Cameron on AEW with QT Marshall as well, future WWE champ. LOL. QT Marshall versus Roman Reigns Mania 40. Book it. Because, like, are they near Chicago? That one guy is the crowd. I don't know.
It could be.
You know, I never did catch where they were at.
Yeah, I didn't watch the Roman segment at the first because he usually tells us.
Robbie says, so who does the winner of this match face?
I don't know. I don't know the bracket.
Pico says, well, look who's off vacay. Sophie says, what are the chances of AJ Lee showing up in 24 Royal Rumble match?
I mean, obviously anything can happen, but nothing is going to come out of it. If they bring her back, it'll probably be till Mania, and who would she wrestle? All the people she was feuding with are gone. The Bellas and Paige. And she kind of left right before Charlotte.
It's Kevin Owens against Carmelo Hayes. If he doesn't murder him, I'll be so disappointed. And then Santos Escobar versus Bobby on the other side.
Bobby! Kind of excited about that one. As long as Bobby wins.
Sophie's like, Ring of Honor has a pay-per-view tonight, which I found to be stupid. And Robbie says, not another dumb X-Men film. And Sophie says, the WWE is in Milwaukee.
You know,
well, there you go. They're in Milwaukee.
The X-Men movies have been pretty good. Sometimes they do that time travel shit. I don't like that. But Marvel is the one that got out of hand. Like, it's so stupid now that I'm not even interested in it. And it irritates me. It's like, I got 40 movies behind somehow. And I was, like, up on it. And then all of a sudden it was like, and 12 movies came out this year. And you're like, what?
Yeah. Their last movie they put out is a big fat flop.
Well, the last one, I don't know what they did. I don't think they put a man in the movie or a male. Nope. And I don't know if that was because they're like in an alternate universe where men don't exist, or because those they can do whatever they want in those Marvel shows.
Mm-hmm.
Yeet, 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 yeet. So the crowd was yelling. Why is this guy yelling at everybody? It's weird. Ooh, tonight Jimmy's going to beat Randy right in the squared circle.
That's funny.
Yeah, he knocked him completely out. Watch this. Left hand, watch. And he's out, like out.
He's like, I forgot where I am.
Thanks, Charlotte.
Pickle says, Millie walk a. And Sophie says CM Punk mentioned his wife during every promo, and Pickle says, dang it. It's a Wayne's World joke, and you guys won't appreciate it.
Wayne's World, party time, excellent.
Because it's Milwaukee. Milwaukee.
I don't know that show very well. I know there's parts that are funny, like Sputnik, because his head's huge. That shit's funny. Why did you invite him?
So she murdered that poor snowman?
It wasn't her, it was a dude.
Who did it?
One of the colored. M&M's, not the woman.
What?
It was one of the colored M&M's. Don't be weird. They don't even say that word anymore. It's like from the 40s.
Oh my goodness. Oh man. Chris says, yep, after Endgame, I lost count, but I wish Moon Knight should have been a movie, not a TV series, although I did like the Netflix Punisher TV show. Sophie says, I haven't seen the Marvels. I might wait when it hits Disney Plus sometime next year. Jimmy took what his brother Jay said by yeet, and season 2 of Marvel's What If premieres next week. Pico says, yeah, Alice Cooper says a factoid about Milwaukee, and then Wayne and Garth say, we're not worthy, we're not worthy.
Oh, yeah.
Pico says Disney is the devil. And Sophie says, I've pretty much seen almost all the Marvel TV shows and movies. Some movies I have seen in theaters. And I was like, what do they say instead?
Eat.
Chris says, oh shit, Kross promo. And Sophie says, Disney is also in the running to get Raw, which could be another interesting option for WWE.
I don't care where it goes, as long as I hear the news. And
As long as it's not on something where we have to pay extra money to get it. Because that's dumb.
Doesn't matter. Raw's worth it. It'd be cool if they cut it down to like an hour and a half show with no commercials. Wouldn't it? Put it on Disney or Amazon and not put commercials on. That shit would be fucking awesome.
Green Bay Packers.
The Pack's there.
Where's Green Bay at?
Wisconsin.
That's what I thought. Where's Milwaukee?
Wisconsin.
It's at the same place.
Same state.
How far away are they from each other?
Not far. I'm pretty sure they're really, really close to Chicago or, Illinois. I think they border Illinois.
So it says Wayne's World 1 and 2 aren't my fave movies. And Chris says, looks
There's
like
a
they are
part
going to...
2.
Our boot. Yeah, there's 2 Wayne's Worlds.
Huh. I just remember Amy Crabtree looked just like the girl that was on there that played the guitar. We went to high school with her.
Oh, she hurt her neck and her knee?
Yeah, Charlotte tore up her knee.
Nobody cares about you Karrion Kross and your weirdness. Nobody will. You're done,
They're
deal.
trying their hardest with him still.
They're like, we're going to push him. It's going to be amazing.
Back
That
or
boat's
cry?
already sailed, people. Oh, God.
Dude, why is this guy back on the roster? Go away. All this riffraff from NXT.
Oh! Toasty marshmallow. All right, I think I'm done with that. No more sugar for me, I guess.
He sneezes.
I guess.
See the allergies to food?
That is not an allergy to food. You're so weird.
Oh, why is this guy talking?
Ugh. I knew this way more than you do. Oh my God, slap him! Just slap him.
Okay, but I want you to punish him for fucking 40 minutes next Friday.
is what? Telling him that he needs it more than him, so he should just lay down for him?
You guys, the Kabuki Warriors are back together.
No, fuck no. Please stop.
The Kabuki Warriors are back together. We have a women's tag team. Yeah.
Yeah.
The Kabuki Warriors. Look behind him. Oh, no. Reckoning out there with Zelina Vega. I could watch Zelina Vega all night long. Don't get me wrong. But with
Poor
Reckoning.
Shar.
Yeah. Why'd they put Reckoning with Zelina Vega?
I don't know, because they hate her, I guess. Oh, man.
But why?
Why? Why?
Tell me why.
Why? Chris said looks like they're gonna reboot Karrion Kross, but kind of a bad look consideration he lost for the U.S. title. Yeah, no shit. Piccolo says, fluffy marshmallow. Sophie says there are jokes that AEW might go to the Weather Channel if Raw does go to TBS or TNT.
It could. You never know.
Piccolo says there is a second. And then Sophie says, or AEW could do that TNA or Impact does by going to a channel not that many people have. Piccolo says, if she didn't have that pancake arse, maybe it would have protected said knee. She also did something to her neck, it looked like. Sophie says they are repackaging Karrion Kross again. And Piccolo says, happy holidays, Charlotte and Androodle Noodle. Sophie says Lacey Evans confirmed she was going to win the women's championship at that Mania during that weird Ric Flair storyline.
Of course she was.
Oh, of course she was.
She decided to get pregnant.
She was totally pushing for that. And she was being pushed in that, totally down that road.
We saw it.
And then all of a sudden, I'm pregnant. And then she came back with no oomph to her.
Well, she
left that behind instead of taking that up and saying, no, I want to pick up exactly where I left off. With, and just be like, yeah, I didn't want to raise my baby or something. I don't know. Like, don't even bring the kid into it.
They should have never said she was pregnant.
Yeah. Piccolo says, well, J-pop is big business these days. Sophie says Lacey Evans also said WWE wasn't her true passion. And Chris says, yep, Kai is the true mastermind of damage control. Kai might not be injured anymore, so she will go and rumble and eliminate Bayley. Piccolo says, yes, close up so I can see your tonsils. Ah. Piccolo's like, devil. And Chris says, oh yeah, the Bukaki Warriors. And
They're
Sophie
back.
says, wow, Charlotte going to be out 9 months. That means she will pretty much miss every pay-per-view next year. Piccolo's like, but I made up my mind. I'm keeping my baby. Question mark?
Madonna. Good song, but I think it's a different baby. Isn't that a boyfriend baby in that one?
Mm.
I'm gonna keep my baby.
It's a song?
Yeah, it's Madonna.
Oh my fucking god. I had no clue.
Oh, don't even start. It's one of her biggest hits ever.
Wow, sounds like trash.
Oh, yeah. Madonna was trash in the 80s.
Oh.
So don't start. It's Madonna. In the 80s, she was the
Piccolo
shit.
says I seen the Dolphins lose, right? You saw it happen?
I don't know if they... I didn't watch their game this last week. I forgot.
I don't know, but the Chargers lost last night. I guess really bad to the Raiders.
Yeah, their coach got fired. Dolphins picked the wrong quarterback. They could have got the quarterback from the San Diego.
Piccolo says just about every one of the contenders lost last week. Sophie says, do you think
The Bills won.
They did win.
And the Muppet fucking freaked out.
Oh, God, did he?
He's like, they didn't cheat us this week or cheat the other team this
The
week.
refs didn't hold my hand to make sure I won.
I don't know how anybody could be a fan of that guy. I wonder if Tony's even a fan of him anymore. It'd be hard to be a fan of that dude.
Well, the thing of it is everybody like thinks he's such a great freaking quarterback. But what's funny is that he was so shitty when Travis Kelce wasn't out there.
Well, that's
that it
what I
was
gonna
like,
say.
how are you a good quarterback if you can't utilize your whole fucking team? And the only way it makes you good is to have this person on your team. You're fucked. You're completely fucked. The ass kissing of this guy just blows me away. Oh, he's like the best quarterback of this era.
It's really easy to look like a really good quarterback when you have a top tight end. Look at Troy Aikman. Look at Joe Montana. Those guys had fucking fantastic tight ends. And a lot of look, Tom Brady. I mean, one of the best tight ends. If you have a good tight end, which sounds weird when you say it over and over.
Travis likes it, though. He was talking about playing with his butt earlier, so it's all fine.
Nobody plays with butts. Especially for the Kabuki Warriors. It's back. Kabuki Warriors are back, guys.
That's just dumb.
So they decided to put these as a tag team, which means they'll be tag team champions pretty damn soon. Is there even such thing anymore? Oh, yeah. Chelsea. I was like, who's the champions? I forgot about Piper. So Reckoning is out there with them. It makes no sense why they have Zelina Vega out there with Reckoning. You're not going to win. Zelina Vega looks fantastic as normal. She kind of reminds me of that anime. It's not anime. That claymation Santa Claus show where there's Mr. Frost and Mr. Fire or whatever.
Oh.
That creepy one. I never liked those claymation ones. But that's her hair color. She looks like the fire one.
Sophie says, do you think the WWE knew Lacey Evans was pregnant when they first came up with the Ric Flair storyline?
I would assume so. And that's how they wrote her off. Because it was a Charlotte feud she was having.
P. Cola says the Raiders are awful as well. Sophie says, isn't hockey season almost over? And Sophie says, don't worry, next week is where all the people that the WWE released a few months ago will be free agents.
Hockey just started.
Yeah. Hockey's
just
starting the season.
Hockey's final is in June. So yeah.
There you go, Sophie. Now you know.
Hockey goes from October to June. Basketball goes from October to June. Hockey's a little longer than the NBA. Like 2-3 weeks longer. And then football's the shortest. It basically starts in September and ends in February, or 1st of February.
Chris says, Travis, you have to look at Liv's mugshot. LOL. Everyone's saying the hottest mugshot ever. Oh, Jesus.
Is she as hot as that one dude that got a job for being hot? Do you remember that?
Yes, they gave him a modeling career.
Yeah.
Sophie says Roman isn't advertised for backlash. And Pickle says it's nice to have parity because having quality QBs all over make it an even playing field. Pickle says, but you know, Dallas has the best chance to choke again.
Oh, Dallas will lose when the
playoff time. They're like, ah! Every time.
You turn the lights on and Dak's running. He's gonna run for cover.
Chris says we haven't even seen Alba Fire and Isla Dawn. They only did one promo during Halloween and then nothing. And Sophie says, remember when Paige was with the Kabuki Warriors for no reason at all? It didn't make storyline sense.
It doesn't, except for she's a mouthpiece.
Yep.
And that's what they're missing now. But they have Dakota because they're in a group.
But she doesn't talk very well either, so I don't know.
Well, Bailey now, but
yeah, but they're getting rid of Bailey.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Pickle says, I get shorts now that pop up with Selena and Dakota Kai have a pod. Sophie says, I saw the Liv mugshot. It wasn't that impressive or hot. Pickle says, first person that is eye to eye with Selena, old Kyrie.
Yeah, but Kyrie's a high flyer.
Yeah.
She's fun. Don't get me wrong, they're both cute as shit.
Chris says, damn, Kai with them shorts. She got something back there now. Oh, yeah?
And she is cute, don't get me wrong, Kyrie, but she's definitely not Selena Vega.
No.
Selena's on a different level. For that size. It's not. It's not lights out for Selena.
Be a cola. Chris said, damn, Kai with them shorts. She got something back there now, LOL. And Picola says, what, hemorrhoids? Burn. Sophie says Zelina does prank calls with random WWE superstars. Sophie says Dakota Kai should be almost ready to wrestle. Picola says she need to work on the butt lift machine. Yeah, she does.
You know, it's basically squats and sleds. And it can take form, but for some it just takes a long time.
Yeah.
If you can
and
do
they
it,
might not have the body type for it at all.
And that's what I was going to say. And sometimes you can do it with just food. Like some girls can gain weight there by eating. Like I would assume that this Reckoning could. She looks like she puts a lot of weight back there. But not all women can put weight on there. A lot of them do it in their midsection.
So if it says, who does Io face at the Rumble and Mania with Charlotte being out?
I don't know. Hopefully she loses it before then and we can get like a better main event type match.
Sophie says, with Charlotte out, that opens the door for all females on the roster to get opportunities. Yeah, because we aren't already there with it being on fucking Io Sky, for God's sakes.
Yeah, you got it on trash like Sky. It would just be better if they put it on somebody else and made it like a real main event at Mania. Hopefully she can lose it before Mania, and then we can have a proper
People is like, oh yeah, Zoe Starks, woo, or Shayna. There you go. That's who needs it. Good job, Picola. Those are the ones we're looking for. There's the best move from a girl.
It is the best elbow drop in the sport.
Besides Charlotte's moonsaw.
I'm just talking about elbow drop.
Yeah.
It's the best elbow drop in the sport. There's no man that can drop it better than that.
No.
And that's crazy to think about because most women can't do jumps where it actually, like, even if you look at the one that they call the Empress of the Sky or whatever, she doesn't jump.
No.
She falls off.
Yes.
Very rare do you see a woman jump.
Yeah. Yeah, she doesn't. Yeah.
And Kyrie does it. It's the best.
Yes.
She's better than Homeboy that does it. What's the guy that does it? Jay Lethal.
Oh, yeah.
He does it better than Jay Lethal. And there's somebody, is it CM Punk that does an elbow drop? Somebody else does an elbow drop.
Him. I can't remember who it was.
That's popular.
Yes.
In the WWE.
They are a popular person, but I can't remember who it is. Sophie says it'll be interesting on when Bayley gets kicked out of her creation of Damage Control. And Chris says, yeah, not even CM Punk elbow drop is best in Macho Man. Piccolo says, you think Sky will hold onto the chip through WrestleMania season? I fucking hope not.
No, God, you would hope not. But, I mean, they could just because it's Triple H and he's kind of favoritism.
Yeah.
But she's definitely not a champion. Like, it's stupid. It's like the Liv Morgan championship run, but longer.
Mm-hmm. Sophie says it is looking like Damian Priest could be getting kicked out of Judgment Day.
Which is fine. He's the guy that should go. He is the Money in the Bank guy.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, this looks fun.
Mm-hmm. We saw a preview for it.
Cool.
Nice.
Cool. Write it down.
Piccolo says, wow, that is a long reign. Chris says, but Taker was unknown move he used to do it was like old school move. He would do a scoop slam, then go up the turnbuckle and walk the rope, then hit elbow drop off the rope. It was impressive for a big man.
Yeah, Lance Archer does something similar now, too.
So he says, when does Damian cash in his briefcase? I know he tried to a few times over the past few months.
He said he was going to do it at Mania.
Piccolo says, yeah, that was unbelievable back in the day. Back in the day. Unbelievable. Piccolo's like, but now it's just as special as the moonsault. Sophie says, I thought you were frozen for a second. Yeah, because we just were stopped. Like,
Durr.
with a stupid look on our face.
Can't see anything. I'll have her send it on
Snappy?
Snap if she hadn't already.
Send it on the Snapchats. I didn't see if she sent anything on Snap. She might have. No. One of them came through. One of the videos.
Yeah, it comes through, but you can't see it. It's terrible quality.
I don't understand why.
It's you can do that thing like I used to on my old phone.
Right, but she has a Android.
That's what
So it's
it's
just
for.
weird to me that it's not.
It's called Samsung Share or something.
No Snapchats. Snapchat!
Party time. Excellent.
Chris says Tiffany Stratton moonsault is best now.
Yeah, Tiffany's definitely top moonsault. Well, her and Charlotte, they're very equal. Ruka, Sol Ruka, is very, very good also. But I'm talking about the elbow drop game changer. There's no one that does it better than her. It's like she's fearless.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of girls are scared to get hurt when they're up there. And she's fearless.
Let's see. Piccolo says, let it go. Let it go. Because of Frozen. So if Roman wants to break Bruno's record, he has to hold on to it for 4 more years. Sophie says Roman is on his way to breaking Hulk Hogan's championship reign. He has to get to September to beat it. And Chris says Zack Ryder elbow drop.
It doesn't count, guys. Neither of those count. They were the only world champion.
Yeah, there wasn't two. There wasn't one on SmackDown and one on Raw. There was one championship for the whole fucking wrestling people. That's it. One big championship for all.
One.
Not two.
And in the Bruno years, they didn't even have a secondary title. Remember, Pat Patterson came out with that in 79.
So trying to make it work with that is just ignorant.
Just because somebody has a belt and everybody else can have another one so everybody gets rewarded, it doesn't count. It's not the same thing. It would be like saying, you know, like if you win the Super Bowl every year or something, but they had another championship. It's like, well, we're the Super Bowl champions because we win every year, but there's another championship game. You know? It's like, well, which one's the runner-up? Okay, they're both equal. Okay, there's still two.
It'd be like if they separated them. So if they separated the
AFC
and the NFC,
and
they separated them and they each had championships.
And that's it.
And they're like, but we won the most Super Bowls. And it's like, yeah, you may have won the most Super Bowls when it was one team or let's say it was always separated. But when it, you know, but now it's two instead of just one. Now you have 2 different championships.
And then
this reign doesn't mean shit.
And then people are going to go, well, the Patriots only won the AFC championship game. But would they have beat the NFC champion in those years
to be the winner and have it overall?
But we never find out. And then when they do, and then in wrestling they did it, and Roman, congratulations, was champion for like a year, a solid 1 champion, which is fantastic. I'm not taking that away from him, but that's 1 year.
That's it for one
4
championship.
Years. It doesn't count. It's stupid to say it. It's just.
It should have never even happened that he took the other championship at that.
Right.
They fucked up when they did that. They fucked up big time.
Or they should have gave him both belts the whole 4
And
years.
now this is how I look at it. Is not only that, but now the championship he has now should have started all over again because it's a fucking brand new championship.
I'll keep it as the one, but it's still just a half a champion. It can be the same one that it was, the Universal. It's fine. I don't give a shit. But the other thing is just like Gunther's reign. It doesn't count. It's not the same. There's 2 mid-card titles now when there used to be 1.
Just because they're called different things.
When the Honky Tonk Man had that title, the United States title was on a different company.
Oh, a different company altogether? It wasn't even owned by WWE
the United States Championship was in the NWA or / WCW at that time when the Honky Tonk Man was doing it. Now there's 2 mid-card titles and 2 world championships. Now, if Gunther had both of them, I would give him as props, but there's 2. So would you go, okay, would he have beat the other champion every time to have been that? Is he the best out of those? That's why I don't like these title runs, too, that they talk about, oh, John Cena's a 15-time, 16-time, 17-time champion. It's like, there's 2 fucking belts. You know how easy it is to become
that many time champion?
It would there again, how many championships would the Patriots have if they only had the AFC title and that's all you went by? They would have more because they lost a couple Super Bowls.
Yeah.
So they would have even more title runs. And then think about all those NFC teams that lost 7 times to them. Those would be champions too. And all of a sudden you'd have a shit ton of champions and you'd be like, well, who's the best? And then it would be an argument, and that's what makes wrestling fun.
Yes.
But the point is you can't compare the guys that did it before the 2-belt era to the guys with the 2-belt era, because it's...
Yeah, you can't. It's not the same type of wrestling. It's not the same type. It's completely different now. So instead of comparing them to all these guys who made fucking history for these little twats up here to do their thing, you know? I mean, yeah. It's a big difference now.
Right. So would Randy have 15 world championships if there was one belt and there was Triple H, there was the Heartbreak Kid, there was John Cena? Would he have 15 titles with those other guys? So you'd have to look...
With one belt. No other belt. Just one main belt.
You would have to look at those titles and see how many times they align in dates. So John Cena was champion when Randy Orton was champion, but on different brands. Triple H was champion, but Randy Orton was on a different brand. Or whatever. And that's how you would have to do it and then go, okay, well, who was the better champion? And who would have been champion if there was only one in that company at that time? But don't sit there and just keep adding them up. It doesn't count. It's so abstract to think about. Like, oh, well, I got 47 championships. They gave out 10 belts at that time.
Right.
And there was 5 of us.
Yeah.
So each one of us had 2 belts.
Yeah.
You know, it's like...
It's true. I know. I agree with that because I look at it the same way. Like...
And it's the same thing with the tag team belts now that there's 2. It's the same thing. But right now there's one champion.
Yeah,
and
because they have both belts.
And I'm okay with... I split them up. It's fine. I don't care about the tag division because nobody else does.
Yeah. Like, why would we? Like, nobody cares about them.
But if WWE cared about their tag team division, it would be a big deal. But having 2 champions, it's watering it down. Quit having 2 champions for everything.
Sophie says, Tiffany, I could see her getting a spot in the 24 Royal Rumble match.
She definitely deserves
Randy
it.
Savage has a good elbow drop. And speaking of Super Bowls, who has the most Super Bowls? And people are like, I thought you would know that. And Sophie's like, it'll be interesting what they do when Cody wins the WWE Championship. And Chris says, yep, I don't count this. Punk is still longest modern era at 434. Roman was 10 days short. The whole big deal they are crying about is the Universal title blue strap. Piccolo says that makes sense. And Sophie says, and we also got 2 women's and 2 tag team championships. And Piccolo says modern era and territory era is all different. Sophie says...
It's just a different
It is.
sport.
It is. It's not the same. Sophie says 10 years ago today, Randy Orton unified the World Championship. And Piccolo says mostly in the Attitude Era, it was a hot potato.
Well, that's what I'm getting at. And then all of a sudden, you had legit 4 guys that could be champion all the time. With John Cena, Triple H, Randy Orton, and CM Punk at that time. And they were all legit that they could be champion. And there was probably a couple others you could throw in there. Batista could have been a world champion.
Right.
And such. And I'm talking about from like 05 to now, not 95 to 05. That was kind of like The Rock and Triple H and Stone Cold. Trying to remember who else was big. Oh, Shawn Michaels.
Sophie says no, Randy probably would have gotten to 8 world championships. The Attitude Era, the championships got thrown around a lot, like almost every week.
Yeah.
And Chris says, yep, Randy 8 WWE titles, 6 heavyweight titles. And Piccolo says, I want to look and see about the longest reigning tag team champion ever.
Yeah, I don't know that one. I know the longest woman is the Fabulous Moolah. She had it something like 21 years or something.
Yeah, but that's just a women's. He's talking about tag team champion.
I heard it.
Oh, okay.
I said I know the history. So Bruno, male, and then the Fabulous Moolah, woman. Tag teams, it would be so tough. I bet it was Demolition.
When did they always have tag team championship belts?
As far back as I can remember. I mean, so 85. Before that, I would assume they did, though. But I know that Demolition was, and then one of the modern-day tag teams, like the New Day or something, beat that record. It's either that or the Usos or something. Anyways, I remember them saying they broke it.
Sophie says, aren't you forgetting about Edge, Batista, Jericho,
Thank
Mysterio, Eddie Guerrero?
Yes. See what I'm saying?
Like how many other
and if
guys
there was one belt
out of all of them,
and
who would have won it?
You got to put Brock in there.
Who would have had it the most?
And Brock and
The
Eddie
longest.
and Triple H and Ray. Well, I don't put Ray in there. Ray, one-time champion, or what? I don't know if he ever won it again. But he won it in WCW against Kevin Nash. But Ray's not at the top of my list. But I'm glad that you threw his name in there. It's awesome.
So it says, didn't the New Day break that record?
Yes.
There were 2 title
but there
belts.
again, did they have both belts the whole time?
Exactly.
And that's what I'm getting at. Anytime there's 2 belts,
It doesn't.
It can't count. Like it just can't in your head. It can't make sense. You can't just say, "Oh, they've had those belts forever." It's like,
Yeah,
so
but
what
this
were they
other,
doing with the
this
other
other
one?
tag team had belts too, and they're in the same fucking promotion. They're in WWE, not a different promotion.
Yeah, we're not talking about
WWE fucking shit.
or fucking
Just
NWA.
WWE.
I'm not talking about those. And if there's guys that have had it for 5 years in those, congratulations. That's awesome. Because they only have one belt.
Yeah.
So it's even a bigger deal.
And one promotion. It's not like they have fucking 2 shows under their promotion.
Right.
Like now, fucking AEW does too. So you have the same thing happening with them as you do with WWE.
Except for there's still one belt. If they add a second belt, then it'll water it down. But right now, there's only one heavyweight champion.
Okay. They haven't.
CM Punk was trying to do that whole...
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, it's dumb.
But that didn't happen. But anyways, that's all I'm saying. With the 2 belts, it waters it down. It doesn't count. And it's hard for me to imagine that it can. Like, I can't wrap my mind around it going, oh, Roman is going to beat Hulk Hogan and Bruno Sammartino and blah, blah, blah. It's like, how?
Chris is saying, yeah, the New Day beat Demolition record. And Sophie
Right.
says the women's championship wasn't always around. Chris says, don't forget about JBL longest SmackDown WWE title.
Right.
Sophie says Kurt Angle, and Sophie says they did get rid of the women's championship like before the Attitude Era.
Yeah, they turned it into the Divas Championship belt. But there was a women's championship, and now there's...
And there was just one.
And now there's a women's... Well, there was only one Diva belt, too.
That's what I meant. There was only one.
Right.
There
But-
was the women's championship got turned into the Divas championship, but there was just one.
Yeah,
it's
still
not
counts.
like they had both of them. They just had one women's championship belt, whether it was
Right.
called Divas or not.
And it
just
still
won.
counts as a big championship. I don't give a
One.
shit what you call it. If you
One.
want to call it a Divas belt, cool.
Then
Call it a world championship.
Then
that's
they
cool.
changed and they split it into 2, a champion on each brand.
Yeah. And now it's watered down. It doesn't count. The 16 times that Charlotte's been champion doesn't fucking matter.
It really doesn't.
There's no worth to it.
And if you really want to go that far, they threw it like they did the Attitude Era with that belt because she one loss, like almost every other week.
So to be equal to her father, if you want to play it fair, she needs to have it 30 times.
Yes.
That would be 15 title reigns.
Yep.
Right? Like if there's 2 belts, let's just times it by 2. So Randy Orton needs 15 more titles.
And I look at it that way because the women's championships, the belts are called different things, just like with the men. It's different fucking championships. Fucking, really?
Well,
Heavyweight championship, Universal championship.
Right.
They're completely different fucking championships.
Right.
I had the longest reign for the Universal championship. Fantastic. But you didn't have the longest reigning championship.
Right.
Because there was 2 fucking belts.
Right. You would have to have both unified and have it for 8 years.
And Roman Reigns didn't fucking do that. Fuck him. Fuck them and their shit with him and that crap.
He had it for 1 year.
Ooh, 1 year.
And I give him all credit. That's a hard thing to do, to be the only champion for a year. Rick's done it like 4 times. Ric Flair. I think Hulk Hogan did it only 3.
Yeah.
Like,
I'm not saying it's easy. I'm just saying whoop-de-doo.
That's a big deal to have the only title for over a year or around a year. That's big.
Yes.
So all the props in the world to him. But
and he, you know, being part of that's great. But he does it now.
He's a half a champion.
So I just find it their wording and stuff.
Well, and now they're calling it undisputed, which makes 0
fucking no, right? Dumbest fucking thing ever.
Look at these girls up here.
Yeah, I saw them come out earlier.
There's not even a weight class for this. This is just like, just go beat them up, Sally. That's Mustang Sally.
Sophie's like Kurt Angle in there. They did get rid of the women's championship like before the Attitude Era. And then Pico's like Carlito, Eugene, Brock, Shelton Benjamin, Chris Masters, Axe, Smash, Christian, Adam Bomb, Big Mike, Big Bill, Big Show, Showstopper.
Did you say Eugene?
Yes, he said Eugene. I didn't say it. He said it.
He's throwing out all these awesome dudes, and then Eugene.
He's like Carlito, Eugene.
Eugene.
That's the second name.
Eugene was like this handicapped guy.
Aww.
Oh yeah, it was funny.
Sophie says the New Day broke the record before they brought back the brand split. Chris says, but Bayley beat JBL record. That was a stupid narrative. It was when she was champ during the pandemic.
Oh, it's awesome. Whatever. There again.
No, she didn't. She beat the women's.
Yeah, it's
longest SmackDown title reign, but not the men's. Did she?
She has the longest reigning SmackDown championship. Blah blah blah.
No, it doesn't matter. It's the women's. You can't. Right. You can't mix them up.
It doesn't matter.
It does matter.
It's that's stupid. It's still against my argument, which is, if there was 2 belts, you know, if there was only one, who is the real champion? There was another champion on Raw when she was champion on SmackDown.
True, but they're saying the longest reign of the SmackDown championship. Right. But she didn't have the men's championship. She just had the women's championship. So, yes, she has the longest reigning title run for the SmackDown women's championship.
Right.
Congratulations.
Which is probably still there because obviously Roman is the longest reigning SmackDown champion.
She couldn't have surpassed JBL because she's not a fucking man. Unless she has something down below that we all don't know about.
Don't get me started on that.
So, you know.
She's definitely a woman.
How about we not take away from the men with whatever that kind of garbage of feminism is happening in that comment.
Garbage feminism.
Yeah, total. Piccola says, yeah, they play it like Marvel. What's it called again? Wokeness? Feminist? Sophie says, remember when they tried the cruiserweight division?
I loved it. Do you remember they had their own show, like 205 Live and all that? By the way, the cruiserweight division should be like it was in WCW. They had it right. WWE did it wrong. WWE did it at 205. WCW did it at 218. And if you did it at 218, you get people like AJ Styles in there. You get
I see
Chris
what you're saying.
Jericho's. You get better wrestlers
that
are still undersized, but they're not undersized for cruiserweights. And I think that makes that division a lot cooler, a lot funner. And think about how cool it would be. And I don't know if it would work in wrestling if you just had weight classes like in professional sports. So you wrestled in your division, in your weight class. I know wrestling's fun because it's a thing, and David beats Goliath every once in a while, and that's awesome. But you wouldn't get that at all. You would have like all the Rey Mysterios wrestling all the little guys. You would have Roman wrestling just the big guys in the weight classes. It could be fun. It would be weird though. I don't know if it would go over well with the fans, but it would be more like a real sport.
Yeah.
And that would be kind of like you would know who was in each weight class, so you wouldn't have to worry about Carmelo, beating Roman or Randy or something. You wouldn't even think about it.
Right. People's lineages are skewed. Sophie says, but the WWE don't look at the same way you guys do regarding championships. They do.
Because they're trying to sell it to you.
Yes.
So how do I sell something to you? I have to make up a narrative and then tell you how to think.
Yep.
I'm just telling you how I think and how it makes sense. I'm not telling you how they're telling you to think. I'm telling you how to think on your own by saying, if there's 2 belts and there's
sense.
2 teams and each team has a belt, who's better? In the old days, they took care of it in the ring. Nowadays, there's 2 champions and they're counting them both as the champion. So Randy Orton has, somebody just said 6 and 7, right? Or something like that.
8 and 6. Mm-hmm.
8 and 6, right? So we have 8 and 6. That's what Randy has.
8 WWE titles and 6 heavyweight titles.
But somebody else was champion during this 6, and somebody else was champion during this 8, although somebody did say unified it for a minute. And so he was the only champion. That's fantastic. But you cannot say that whoever else was the champion isn't a champion. And so you just count 2 champions. Hopefully you see what I'm saying. It's impossible to say there's 2 champions when in the day there could only be 1. And that guy had 1 championship. So he combined both. We're just going to make up Fantasyland. There was 2 titles in the 70s. Bruno merged those 2 together, and he was the only champion for 8 years. Hogan did it for 4 or 5 years.
With one belt.
He unified both the belt. He had the Universal and the Heavyweight Championship, Hulk Hogan, and he unified them, and he had it for 5 years. That's a bigger accomplishment than what Roman's doing, where he has half.
He had 1 championship, then he had 2 for a year,
unified them,
then he only had 1 again.
And then they split the unification, and now there's 2 again. So Roman is only doing half of what they did.
Yep.
So Roman needs to hold on to the belt for another 8 years to match Hulk Hogan, and he needs to hang on for another 12 years to match Bruno Sammartini. If you're going to go by half a championship. Yeah. That's not what WWE is trying to sell you, because they're trying to say, look, we're going to break records. If Randy wins another championship, then he's at 16. And then he can headline WrestleMania, and him and John Cena. And the winner is going to be the 16, 17, 18-time world champion. And that's all that counts. So keep watching our program, and we appreciate you.
Yep.
What I'm saying is truth.
Yeah.
Realness. I'm not trying to sell you anything. I'm not trying to sell you on the topic. I'm just trying to say, hey, there's 2 fucking belts. It doesn't fucking count. Unless you have both. And he did.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this. LA Knight.
LA Knight coming out and make sure Randy doesn't get messed up by Solo. Oh! RKO out of nowhere. Get him! Get him, Randy!
Oh, we got Roman Reigns out there right now. Sorry, I'm looking at the other one.
Poor Jim.
Sorry, we're a little behind up on that one. On this one.
Jimmy Jims.
The bloodline's tearing everybody apart.
He got the ick to him.
He does, too. Is that AJ Styles?
Pickle's like, lineages are skewered. Sophie says, but the WWE don't look at it that way. Same guys regarding it. Remember, some of those championships were retired for a while and they got brought back after they bought WCW. And Sophie says Eugene in storyline was Eric Bischoff's nephew. Pickle says, either way, Moolah had a women's title for like 20 years. Pickle's like, Bailey is Finkel and Finkel is Bailey. Say hello to Captain Winky!
Either that or she's got a massive case of
hemorrhoids.
hemorrhoids.
Pickle's like, oh, I remember. It's called retcon. Sophia says the cruiserweight division was great in the beginning. Then I don't know why it went bad. Chris says, damn it, if AJ Styles was in WWE in 7 through now, he would kind of be like a Randy Orton in terms of his longevity and his legacy. Pickle says, like the new franchise of a movie, retcons the narrative to make their own story work. True. And Sophie says AJ Styles almost did go to WWE before TNA was a thing. Pickle says LA Knight made his appearance and gets clocked by the tribal chief.
Let's be honest. If AJ would have came to WWE first, he would have been fired and released, and never
I think he wouldn't have been where he's at.
Been what he is. He became self-made, and then Vince accepted him and let him be a world champion on SmackDown that one time. Mm-hmm. And the only reason he became the world champion, if I remember right, is because Brock didn't want to wrestle Jinder. He said no. And so they took the title off Jinder Mahal, they put it on AJ Styles, and then Brock wrestled him at Survivor Series.
Brock didn't want to wrestle Jinder Mahal. That's funny.
He said no.
He's a pretty big guy, so I could see not wanting to, I guess. Robbie says, poor Jimmy Jim himself. F him. Chris says, I guess you're right, Dean. Even more, your fave Miz had his titles twice over, double Grand Slam champ. He played it safe, whereas this Roman title reign is ridiculous. And the thing of it is like Miz has won all the titles at least once, right? I mean, I would feel like that's not the newest one. It doesn't count anymore.
He's not a Grand Slam champ.
He's not a Grand Slam champ anymore.
It doesn't count.
But you know, I mean, at the time before that one existed, he was a Grand Slam champ, and he did it twice. He won every single title. Now, I look at that as like, wow, that's a pretty cool accomplishment. He's won every single title on every brand.
I don't know if he ever won the NXT title either.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
I mean, and they're adding that to the women's.
Yeah, now they are.
It matters.
AJ Styles is back.
I told you that.
I heard, but I wanted to say it again. Because it just popped up on the TV. It doesn't look like him, though. He looks like a Neanderthal out there. He's like, wow, look at me, I'm a monster.
You got all roided up. In his 40s, he's like...
Because, like, dang, look, AJ on it is the juice wowzer. I was like, what the fuck, D? You're on some next level banta tonight. And Chris was like, oh shit, AJ Styles attacked LA Knight. Oh, he attacked LA Knight too? Nice. It's because of the roids. He's all sorts of angry.
It's called rage.
He's on the roid rage. He's like, hey, let me help out over here, brah.
Rage.
AJ's like, nah. He's like, whack you! Kapow! You're a no. Randy's like, oh. What's up with this?
Randy's not scared of AJ. AJ will get RKO'd out of nowhere. AJ's all sorts of ripped up.
AJ looks creepy as fuck. That doesn't look good. That just looks fucking creepy.
It's not bad, and he's like in his mid-40s. It's actually a pretty cool time to do it.
I guess he doesn't like LA Knight. Why doesn't he like LA Knight? Did something happen?
It's not about LA Knight. It's just, it's AJ's back. He's kicking his ass. It's a Randy Orton thing. Randy would have done the same thing.
Well, is it because LA Knight talks too much? Anyways, so if you guys weren't seeing or anything like that, Randy Orton won against Jimmy Uso. LA Knight did come down to help him, and then AJ Styles showed up, and he's like buff as crap. I don't know if he did leg day, but he sure worked out in the top half. Well, we can't see his legs yet, so who knows? He might have skipped leg day altogether.
Randy's like, None of my business.
He's like, I don't fucking care what you do to him. Is it because LA Knight touched him? He went up to the ropes and he was just like, and he started talking at the ropes. He's like, why are you hitting me? Why'd you hit me?
I was helping you.
Ah! Next week on the Holiday Havoc, it's an 8-woman tag match next week.
It's all recorded, though.
Happy Hula Days. It's a bunch of shit.
Hula Days.
Everybody's going to know what happened but me. So the championship tournament semifinals. Kevin Owens is going to murder Carmelo Hayes and throw him in a dumpster. Bobby Lashley's probably going to break Santos Escobar in half and put him in a dumpster too. Carmelo Hayes and Santos Escobar are going to make fun in the dumpster with each other.
It's going to be those two winning.
Trash pandas.
I think those two will be in the championship. Carmelo and Santos.
So they're going to have them go up against
I think so.
Logan Paul.
And they're going to have them win, too.
They're like, oh, look at the jokeness of this. Garbage.
And it'll be Carmelo, or whatever his name is.
Fuck.
Carmelo.
Barf. All right, Chris said, oh, shit, AJ Styles attacked LA Knight. And Piccolo says, alrighty then. And Ron Duffney is in the chat for a second. Says, I like you guys. We like you too, Ron. Thanks for hanging out with us for a minute. Chris says, Liv gave AJ some roids. Yeah, looks like it. Anyways, thanks for hanging out with us tonight, guys, for that wonderful Smacketh It Downeth that we just watched.
Smacking them down.
We'll be back again on Monday for Raw. Hey, you guys have a safe and fantastic weekend. Be good out there.
Thanks for watching Wrestling Gab. Bye-bye.
Bye.